legs, talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listening. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday to everyone. What a bloody good weekend it's going to be. But we can't talk about it because Ange is clueless. He's a clown. He's a fraud. He's tactically naive. We play kamikaze suicidal football with a terrible defence. Arteta is so much better. So is Emery. Well, not yesterday. As usual on a Monday, I'm joined by, well, as usual on every day, I'm joined by Jimbo. And today we've got Mr. Big Time Barry, Emerson Royale, Emma Goat, Nicholas, and Mr. Chang. Jimbo, first of all, how are you?
Did I get the score right for the Tottenham game?
Oh, yes, you did, Jimbo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good. Lovely week. Enjoyed my week. It's been lovely.
Good. Please, if every time you mention that, I'm making a note of it, and I'm going to work out some sort of punishment. So,
what, for getting the score right? I should be getting a reward.
No, just for going on about it. So be warned. Nicholas, Mr. Big Time, how are you? Fresh from your week away at Butlins? How was your holiday? And he's muted, which is lovely.
Since he spoke all week.
Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Oh, boy, Jimbo, chest out. Come on, Jimbo. I think I'm on the left. I should be in. Am I in? What do you mean I'm not in my spot, Ben? I think this is the right spot, or am I supposed to be on the other way? I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. I think I should be on the left. I don't know if I'm supposed to be on the right. Ben can tell us in a minute, but there you go. Yeah, I mean, Butlins is great if you want to make yourself feel better. Playing fat or pregnant, that was an interesting game. So I've offended someone already. So that's fine. But there's no coincidence that I don't go to Tottenham games and Tottenham win. So I didn't go to West Ham, I didn't go to City, and I didn't go to Villa. So
and you're not going to Ipswich, thank God.
I'm not going to Ipswich, so it's going to be a win. And I'm not going until probably after Christmas because
we've won the league.
Else. So
until we've won the league.
Well, if I keep going, don't keep going, Jimbo, and we keep winning until we lose, then I'll go again, right? And then we'll spin it that way. But no, I'm good. It's I'm here for a short time, not a good time, not a long time today, unfortunately, because work is here. But what is there to say? I know we're going to get into it, but we've now beaten 2 teams in the top 10 in the last.
No, it's impossible. We don't beat teams in the top 10.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You must be mistaken.
Sorry. So yeah, look, it's a good day. It's a good time to be alive. 9 wins in 11. But Ange is clueless. Taking Son off was the worst mistake he could have done. But is all that we can say. So
Exactly that. When with all those buts, we come to but Mr. Chang. How are you doing?
Okay. First of all, a very good Monday morning, afternoon, evening, or even night to anyone who's tuning in from down under or even here in Southeast Asia. I'm doing very, very well. Just had a fantastic weekend with the family back home, and the weekend's results were definitely very enlightening, definitely very heartwarming, given the fact that we won yesterday as well. And wow, more of the same, please, because it's very rare for us to get a weekend in which Woolwich and City lose on top of us winning, and we won against a top 4 rival in the likes of Villa. But it's been a fantastic weekend, and I will have a special shout out, a special mention to Nuno Espirito Santo and Nottingham Forest, who find themselves in the top 3 at the end of weekend 10. That is unheard of. That is really something to marvel at. But I'm not going to take the shine away from Spurs, because that was a comeback and a half from the team as well. But I will also mention a bit about our captains and their reactions to being subbed. Yeah, I know, Mr. Collison, the ruffians are back, but I will try my best to keep it short. But yeah, the reactions by Son and Romero to being subbed, that I think will be discussed a little later. But yeah, without further ado, back to you, Miss Kate.
Look at your phone.
Look at my phone.
Yeah.
You're so rude.
Also, Vindaloo's here. So big up to Vindaloo, because you've come here. Don't know where Angus.
And Anthony, he's come as well. I just see that, Jimbo.
Angus,
Right.
I'm putting out a call for you. I'm calling also, how are you? Because Edu's leaving apparently as well. So the rats are leaving the sinking ship. So see you later, rat.
Yeah, see you later, rat. Who have we got in today anyway? We've got Ellie in saying we are on the right track and beaten both City and Villa in a week. Now to continue this, we beat Ipswich and go on a great winning streak. That's the only way we keep the critics quiet. Big up Anthony Clark. Can't wait to drink those Arsenal tears. Lovely, jubbly. Coover says, big up all. Ange train, full steam ahead, as it has been all season. Never in doubt whatsoever, not even a little bit. Big up Coover, the flip-flop. Love this. Ange out classing the rest of the competition. Very clever. Like it a lot. The perfect way to start my Monday. Big up, Leo. Good to see you, homie. 6 days. 6 days, Leo. Can't wait. Chrysandro says, afternoon, people. What's popping? Well, I, for one, am still on a buzz. Always in the bag. Exactly that. Big up Benji saying, afternoon, everyone why can't people enjoy the win? Because they're wankers, Benji. That's why they're wankers. Wah, wah, wankers. Big up you two, says on your bike, Scott. Hope you're well. Designed to win. Big up to you. Good to see you. Hi, Rinketic. Donovan is here. Says, is that a wild Barry?
Yeah, I'm a bit wild today. I need a haircut. I was going to get a haircut, but
it looks fine, Nick. Don't worry.
It's not as good as, I'd like it for you, Kate, obviously. So.
Obviously. Kate, Jim, 2 of my favourite people. Much love to you both. And to all in the chat, what a great weekend. Not for Arsenal, though. Come on, you Spurs. Dom, Solanke, indeed. Yes, it is the famous Nick. He's gracing us with his presence, even though it's only for a short time. We're honoured that he's come to this channel anyway. Afternoon, Fiona. Big up Phil P. Woo! Happy birthday for yesterday.
Happy birthday, Philip.
Again, Nick. Good afternoon, Princess Kate. Sir Nostradamus Jimbo.
No, don't, Shentan. Don't. No more. No more.
Mr. Royale Senior and the youngest looking old man, Mr. Che. Hope you're all great. We are great. Kuva advocating Nick being muted permanently. My homie Nick, you're looking amazing, bro, says Leo. James Villa says, fair play, you were the better team. We had an off day, it happens. Villa move on to Wednesday. Club at Bruges. Will AC win over Real Madrid? Rinketic says.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick says yes. Big up to Donovan Osterreicher for becoming a new member. Thank you very much. Welcome to the family. Big up Peter Kagaius. Beyond 73 says Emery went from a tactical genius to Alan Partridge within 30 minutes. Nick is the problem. Factual. There you go. James is in college, so he's listening to us. We are far more educational. I'm just going to put it out there. Adrian Chia coming in with a super chat saying, big up to Chang. What's with the face mask?
Okay, so as you can see here in my background, I'm here in a cyber cafe, and today there are quite a few sickly people around me. So this is just a precaution. If ever I hear someone coughing in the background, this comes on automatically, as well as there are still a few hooligans and ruffians in here, but not as bad as the previous week. I will try to maintain my level of dignity by not trying to engage with them. But this is what this is all about. When you are in a public space, especially here in the third world country, we have to maintain our level of hygiene, not to get infected, and that's what this is all about. So I'm sure you know all about this over in Singapore, Mr. Adrian Chia. Thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you so very much for your super chat as well, Mr. Adrian Chia. Greatly appreciated.
Yes. Thank you, Adrian. Big up, Vindaloo. I'm going to say hello. We love you, but you are one of them today. A big fat L for the Gooners. I never know which way round it is. Is that right?
Oh, Joey's in. Hello, Joey.
Joey Barton, cha-ching. Get them money ready. Solanke gets 2.
And that's finishing above Arsenal, Joey. We got that.
Very impressed with the second half. Maybe that Brighton game was a godsend and taught Ange that we sometimes need to adapt. Oh, Joey's softening. He's softening to Daddy Ange. Meow Kabar says, big up, everyone. Mario says, Jimbo got it spot on. Oh, come on, you Spurs.
Anyone that says that from now on, I'm just going to time you out. I'm sorry. I've had enough of this.
Can't. They're allowed to,
I can.
They're allowed to be happy.
No, they're allowed to be happy, but I don't want this like noshing off of Jimbo for the whole game. Kate can do that later. Kate can do it later.
Honestly, filth. It was like our Christmases came at once, Ellie. You're right. Big up Drew La La. If Ange is now better than Dick Emery, does that mean Nuno is better than Ange? No, it does not. Don't be ridiculous, Joey.
If you watched Emery on the touchline, I said to Katie, it was like he was directing traffic. Then all of a sudden,
I thought he was kung fu fighting.
He was in his chair and he was the rabbit in the headlights.
He was. Big up, Aaron Lawrence. Good to see you. So glad Mr. Chang had a nice time with his family. Did they take him to the fair and buy him some ice cream and let their little boy ride the teacups? Good afternoon, Paul G. Edo, I'm pleased. Hopefully Arteta next. No, keep Arteta there.
Oh, look how the tide is turning on the Arsenal fans. Oh, Arteta out. Arteta out.
He did the Arteta hokey cokey, just like the Wenger hokey cokey. In out. Southgate in. Yes, get Southgate in there. Barry, where were you versus Palace? He was on holiday.
Palace, I wasn't there either. But normally when I go to away games, we lose. So it's the same. It's the same difference, right? If I'm there or I'm not there. All I'm going to say is I turned it off at 1-0 because I was just like, I can't be bothered with this. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what I was doing. What was I doing? I was tidying up. Shock horror. I don't have a butler like Kate. So I was tidying up. Next minute, 1-0, 2-1. I sat down, 3-1. I thought, I'll leave this. 4-1. This is even better. It's just getting better and better. So I was a bit upset because Max, I was watching the F1, but yeah. So maybe I'll do that as well. Maybe I just won't watch Spurs at all, and then then the quad is definitely on.
Exactly that, Matt. I was remembering that on Friday, my title was "Can Newcastle beat Arsenal?" and you were like, "No, it's going to be 3-0. They're not going to beat us." Wrong. Moondog says with a £5 super chat. Big up Moondog. Says big up everyone. What a win! I feel like I've been making love all weekend. I love it. Yusuf saying if Colesberg did weekends, yes, what a beautiful weekend. Arteta needs someone to challenge him with his ideas and not just agree with him. Well, perhaps arrange a meeting with him and Lee Gunner. Get that sorted. That'd be good fun. Big up to Benji. Yeah, congrats. He got a perfect video of Madison's free kick and it's got 10,000 plus views. So Ben has found the secret formula. The way I feel, mate.
From free kicks.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing.
To be fair, we don't. The last real free kick was Christian Eriksen in 2019-2020. So that just goes to show. The Harry Kane one doesn't count because I think it was Kulu.
It hit someone, didn't it?
Touch it. No, he backheeled it. And the Son one that he scored against Everton, it was a cross. It wasn't a shot. So that is the first free kick since Christian Eriksen in 2019-20 season. So that just shows how. And we only scored one during that season as well. So, it just goes to show we're not very good at free kicks. So
I noticed some disarray. Look, Matt, he got the lineup wrong. That bloody Lego head playing people out of position. We lost all our balance. Oh, people.
Didn't he do something like bring on Zinchenko or something?
I thought it was genius, actually. Absolute genius. Yes, the celebration police. We've got to keep it down. We can't celebrate too much. We're not allowed. Yes, I'm delighted, Vindaloo. I feel like as happy as a tornado in a trailer park, as they say in cars. Rodders is here. Big up Rodney Roberts. Only 2 points behind the scum. No, that's impossible because Ange is clueless and naive and suicidal, and Arteta's a genius. That must be wrong. Big up Eva. Good to see you, my lovely, and happy belated birthday. Not to Unai Emery though, because it wasn't a very good day for him. Joey says I'm not softening. But today's not the day to criticise. And Danny Murphy on Match of the Day 2 showed how Ange tinkered the tactics to change things second half. I didn't think Ange had it in his locker. Well, don't doubt Ange. He's the man. He did. He did have him dumbfounded.
Didn't he? Didn't we? I can't believe in it must have been when we were talking about it. Didn't Ange stare at one of the Villa players and he misplaced the pass?
That's exactly right. And someone put in, didn't they? Yeah. He's God. He's just scared.
I agree with that, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, I agree. I'm with you on this with Max Verstappen, but I think he's got to get some kudos. We can't all give it hate. We got to be consistent. He did do well to come from 17th. So, there you go.
Yeah. I'm so behind. I'm trying to get there because I know Nick. In the interest of time as well. But I mean, Nick, let me just do the super chat and then I'll let you give your thoughts on our game. But Moondog with another super chat, bless you, says 64 watching. Come on and hit that like button. Yes, please do. And big kiss to you, Moondog, for your support. Nick, give us your thoughts on the match.
Well, I mean, it was almost like it was going to be a repeat of last season. We dominated possession, we dominated the chances, and then they went and scored. The difference being, and I think it was Ange came out and said about taking Son off, and you could see he was a little bit upset. But Ange said they were never planning him to do 55 minutes. Romero went off. I mean, for me, another abject performance from him. If we're calling it right, and flying around into tackles, flying in everywhere.
Nick.
Romero.
Right.
I think it was, I mean, Pape Matar was just everywhere. Absolutely everywhere yesterday. And obviously Dragusin and Davis, the last two games have finished games, or they've started games and finished the games in that central of defence. And it's just seemed to have calmed everything down. It seems that they're not playing so high up because obviously they don't have the pace, either of them, to have to get back. I guess it was a bit of a shock. Basuma wasn't starting, but Bentancur had another good game. There was a bit of niggle with him and Matty Cash, which
Love
was good to see. Villa tried to just fall over all the time. Richie did his hamstring passing the ball, which is funny. He doesn't, obviously, Lee was asking about what's the difference between Richie and Dom Solanke, and the 2 goals showed it all, plus his pressing and everything else. And it was just, I think everyone going into half time didn't expect that second half. Maybe Jim did. Sorry, let me just caveat that, because obviously Jim would have thought that. But it was where, like, we went against West Ham when we got 4-1 up and we thought, go and get 5, go and get 6, go and get 7, go and really put them to the sword. We did that yesterday. And it was just nice to look at another 3 points. A shame we couldn't capitalise against Palace, because then we'd be above our friends or our enemies. And I think now we were all sat there going, surely there's nothing to moan about. And then, of course, there's always something to moan about. Now it's the away form is 14th, but our home form is 3rd. I went back and looked at the away form. And apart from 4 years ago, I think we got 33 or 34 points, which is our most out of the 18 games. Is averaging around the 27s, 28s. First season, if we want to go back, because I know a lot of people like going back. Conte's got 23 points from his away games. And I know there was changes, and that'll be I've changed the narrative, because there was Stellini and everything else. But we got 23. Let's be fair. 2 seasons ago, 23 points from our away games. Last season was 27 points, which is improvement. But obviously there'll be some sort of narrative that I'm trying to spin. So we've never actually been amazing. We've never got more than we haven't even got more than 2 points a game away from home. But I just think we need to be happy. We've beaten 2 teams in the top 10. I don't give a crap that Man City played their kids. That's Man City's problem, not our problem.
They played their kids, though, Nick.
No, I know, because their average age was 26 and our average age was 23.
Yeah.
So
that's the narrative that's been
yeah, of course. So I just think what we need to do is just enjoy the win, because we've got two abject performances against Brighton and Palace. We got Ipswich up next, and then obviously the big test, and I think we'll be playing them at the right time, is obviously Man City away, and they're looking rather, they're not looking great considering all their injuries and everything else. And look, we're through against Man United. That game yesterday looked horrendous. It was the most boring game I've ever seen. And obviously, I think Amarin's not coming in until, is he coming in after the Man U game? Is he coming, I think? Or I'm not sure when he's coming in or when he's starting. I thought was it November?
11th of November, I think, Nick.
Okay, 11th of November. So
yeah.
Whether or not he'll have enough time, you never know. But look, let's enjoy the win. Let's be positive, and we can push all the agendas, narratives to another day. I think we just need to enjoy it. We got a tough game on Thursday. We've got a lot of injuries mounting up. So we just need to get through Thursday, get through the Ipswich game, and then obviously there's another international break. And actually, it's probably going to come at the right time for Spurs and the players that need to come back. So, yeah.
Big up to Moondog, going one better than Solanke and doing a hat-trick and saying the quad is still on. Believe. Come on, you Spurs. They believe. Jimbo, do you believe? You got the score right? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think that, if I'm honest, I don't think the quad's on. I think the treble could be on. But not the quad. Right. The game yesterday. Look, I really feel sorry for Richarlison because I think there's a place in this squad for him. If we can keep him from getting injured, I really do think there's a place for him in this squad. The way he plays, I think he brings something a little bit different. So I was a bit gutted to see him go off, and he got an honourable mention from me yesterday because he was only on the pitch 10, 15 minutes, and he done a really, really good assist because he could have shot from there and wasted it, but he got it in the middle, just perfect pass to Solanke. I mean, it was just a really good game. I thought we was the better team in both halves, first half and second half, even though we went 1-0 down in the first half. But look, Sarr is beginning to show what he is. His legs, him and Kulu's legs, just don't seem to have an off button, do they? They just keep going and going and going. Nick mentioned Romero. He's a bit of a loose cannon, isn't he? But let's get off of him and get on to the good stuff.
The ref, to be fair, I thought the ref was not great.
Well, the ref was very tolerant because I thought to myself, there was a few yellow cards that could have gone about in the first half, and if he had done, there was a chance that Paredes could have got sent off in the second half.
Yeah.
And there was some nasty tackles went in where he only yellow carded, and I thought that there was a case for a couple of red cards yesterday, or from them and from us. So, you know, I think you've got to look overall that he did a good job because he kept 11 on the pitch for each team. But look, it was just a lovely day. It was a good day. And I don't know if I mentioned I got the score right, which really made me happy.
Right. That's it, Jim. Right. I need to leave you. On that note, I'm definitely going to leave. If I come back, I'll come back if everything finishes quickly. But I'll leave you with this, Arsenal fans. The best defence in the league have conceded the same amount of goals as Tottenham Hotspur. The best goal scorers in the league from last season are currently, let me have a look, 5 behind Tottenham Hotspur. So I'll leave you with that. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't. But let's just enjoy it, people. Enjoy it. Jimbo got the correct predictions right. I am absolutely shocker. I don't know what I predicted for tonight's game, but I need it to come true to make it respectable. Got like three points. I mean, what is this madness that I'm going at? I've probably done an Arsenal here. I've gone from top to like third or something ridiculous.
Do you know what? You're 10 points behind Chang. So you've gone from top to 10 points behind.
Yeah,
you are
Arsenal.
I've done an Arsenal, haven't I?
You are Arsenal crumble.
How many points am I ahead of Jimbo though? I must still be about
20.
6. Oh, okay, cool. We're fine then.
There's a long,
no, not 20, 10. Chang's 20 ahead.
there's a long way to go. Yeah, we're not even a third way through the season, so I'm not worried.
We're not worried, are we, Jimbo?
Never.
Well, exactly, Vindaloo. Let's wait till the end of the season. Let's wait to see what happens. Because you know we're going to beat United. It's going to be Arsenal in the semi-final or Arsenal in the final. That will just be perfect. And then just to see Arteta's tears, then he gets sacked, and with the trophy in his second season, it will just be chef's kisses all round. That's
exactly.
What it is.
Nick, thanks for coming on.
As I said, if I can come back, I will come back.
Okie dokie. See you soon.
Later.
All right.
Bye.
Look,
Big up. Before you carry on, Jimbo, can I just say massive big up to Bob Down Under, who gifted a Spurs, the perfect match, membership, and it went to We Are Spurs TV. So thank you, Bob, and well done to We Are Spurs TV. Everyone's being so generous today. This is what happens when Spurs win. See, everyone's happy. But go on, Jimbo. Sorry.
I was going to say that I'm a little good over lifting them trophies. Look, I said when he took Sonny off, I said to Kate it was the right decision, and I know that he set up the goal, but I just thought we don't need him injured; we need him fit. You know, he's such an important player for us. So I thought that was the right decision, and Ange obviously did, and it turned out to be the right decision. But do you know what? Football, it's just such a beautiful game because one week you're down, you lose to Palace. This is why I don't get out my pram and start screaming and shouting. I've always said to you, Kate, as long as we've watched football together, things change so quick in football, you know, and one week you can lose and you can just go on a run. So we lose to Palace, we beat City and we beat Villa. 2 games, everybody, not everybody, but a massive part of the fan base thought we were going to lose. I didn't. I think that the way we play is perfect against City. So we played a game they don't like. That's for sure. So it's just look, it's a lovely week. Let's all enjoy it. You know, for me to criticise anybody is just not going to happen. You know, we need to be praising them for standing up and being counted after a bad loss to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I agree. And Mr. Chang, obviously, what are your thoughts on the game? And before we look into it a little bit more deeply, what's your initial thoughts on it?
So I think everything about the game has already been said by both Mr. Collison, right? Your good self, also Mr. Boxell. I would just want to bring up one very important thing that we've not brought up, and this might sound a bit. It's not depressing, but I think this needs to be addressed. It's not all that upbeat. There is some negativity in this, and we need to talk about the corner that we conceded. Even before they bundled the ball over the line, you could see that Vicario was being hassled and bullied by the Villa players. And I'm questioning, why is there no protection for Vicario? I mean, just the way they were pushing and shoving him, and no one was coming to to get his back when we really needed to ensure that we go into the half without conceding. Well, that goal was coming from a mile away, and this is something that I think is going to happen again as the season progresses, and I really do hope that the next time it does happen, it will not end up the way we couldn't find an answer to our opposition, the same way we couldn't score against Palace last weekend. But apart from that, I think it was a great response from the team. I was a bit disappointed with the way Sonny was reacting when he was subbed off on the bench. You could clearly see that he was upset. He was like throwing things around, and Romero himself, he was hurling his boot. I'm not sure what went down with Romero. Was it a toe injury? Was it a dislocated toe? Something to do with his footwear? I'm not sure what it was, but the reactions of our leadership group when they came off wasn't too heartening. But I think that's part and parcel of a player's mentality. When they feel that they have something left to to contribute for the remainder of the game, then obviously you want to stay on for as long as possible and try to affect the game as best as you can. But it was a very spirited comeback, and I think better things are on the way, especially for the likes of Dom Solanke. 2 goals for him on the day. That's very good. And I think Ben Davies put in a real good shift when he came on for Romero. That's got to be talked up as well. And all attention will now be turned towards this Thursday night away at Turkey. I think that's going to be a massive game for us. We might talk a bit about this later on as we try to predict the 11 that might start against start away on at Turkey on Thursday. But other than that, I think it was a very good win for us, and let's just enjoy this win while we can. But come Thursday, it's a different game altogether, and absolutely cannot wait for Ipswich next weekend. Back to you,
Hey,
Miss Kate.
Can I just say something to what Chang just said? In football, right? In football, goals change games, right? And sometimes it's your goal for your team that changes the game, and other times it's their goal that changes the game. Now they scored, right? That's why I never panic when we go 1-0 down, because sometimes it lifts them and brings out the best in them. So when we go 1-0 down, to me, it's not the end of the world. You know, we haven't conceded. I think twice is it this season we've conceded from a set piece, one against Arsenal and one against Villa.
I think it's only twice, yeah.
But sometimes a goal against you can help, you know.
Yeah.
And it seems to do that with Spurs. So I never get panicky when we go 1-0 down. You know, I don't like all this when they're all pushing the keeper and leaning against the keeper and surrounding him. I don't like that. I don't think that's football. But anyway, so sometimes, you know, to go a goal down is a blessing in disguise. And some people might think they're stupid, but if you look at this season, which Kate's going to get into later, we've done really well when we've gone behind. So I think that sometimes that helps the team. And Sonny, I mean, I can't be disappointed in him that he didn't want to come off. That he was upset. He's the captain. He was playing well. So it would be, for me, a little bit strange if he wasn't a little bit upset. But look, it's the passion in him, Chang. He wants to play every minute for Tottenham. He loves this club, you know. But I thought personally it was the right sub at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. Son looked like he was playing brilliant, but at half time, just after half time when they subbed him, the WhatsApp groups went into frigging meltdown. Oh, Ange ain't got a clue. Dear old Kuva, who we love, called him Stevie Wonder Coglu or something. You know, what is he doing? I'll never understand this. And again, much like when he took Madders off and put Sarr on, it proved to be the right decision. And that is exactly why, as Jim said, we sit here and talk about it on YouTube and he gets paid millions to be a manager because it made the difference. And Sonny, I like that, to see him a bit stressed out and a bit annoyed that he was sort of peed off. Sorry, I was reading that at the same time. Elisa saying she was a little disappointed with how Son acted. He's the captain. He has to handle that kind of situation better. Yeah, but I think if you listen to the commentators, they all said if you're a professional footballer and you feel you're playing well, the one thing you don't want to do is come off. But with all fairness to Ange, he has only just come back from injury. He's precious to us. We need to wrap him in cotton wool sometimes. I love the free kick from Madders because all you saw was it go whoosh past Martinez's face and he just looked like, oh. And he's the best goalkeeper in the world, according to some Villa fans. Obviously not, just saying. Chris Andre said we should be used to going behind now. Yes, I didn't put them on slides because, well, I was a bit running out of time. But from going behind, we have earned so far in 2024 24 points from losing positions. 24 points. The nearest one to that is Man City with 14 points. Villa with 11, Newcastle and Liverpool with 10. We are the kings of bounce back ability. We like to go behind and come from behind, much like Jimbo, who also likes to come from behind. But we are the masters of coming back and winning games. 24 points from losing positions. Sorry, Chang, I saw your face when I said that. It just came out of my mouth. Sometimes things just come out of my mouth. What can I say? But yeah, and as for Solanke, few people have been questioning Solanke. Oh, he doesn't score enough goals. I did it in the pre-match pump up. I said, look, it is a bit of a concern. This guy, you know, we've brought him in as our striker, 65 million. Yes, he's been brilliant setting up play and linking play and everything else, but he needs to score goals. What does he do? He goes to me, Kate, hold my beer, and he gets 2 goals. Chang, what's your thoughts on Solanke?
Well, that was the perfect tonic for him and for us as well, because we are really going to have to rely very heavily on all our players, not just Solanke or even Kulusevski or Madison or even Johnson too. I think a lot of the players will have to start contributing. And as for Solanke, I think he needs to start justifying his price tag, although that is not his fault by any means. However much we paid for him and however much Bournemouth were asking for him, that is entirely not his fault. But much like Brendan Johnson and Brendan Johnson's price tag that was attached to him when we signed him last season, Dominic Solanke still has to prove his worth, and he is proving his worth. 4 goals so far. I think it's a lot. I can't remember how many goals does Kai Havertz have this season. I mean, the way some fans were comparing Kai Havertz with Solanke, you'd think that we bought a complete dud. Well, it's good to see Solanke getting 4 goals so far this season, and it's only 10 games into the league. So there still are a good 28 league games left in the season. Let's see how many Solanke can notch up this season. I am still very good. Okay. Thank you for the update, Mr. Boxall. So 5 for Havertz, 4 for Solanke.
5 for Solanke.
Wow. Okay, 5 for Solanke. That's good.
4 in the league, 1 in Europe.
Ah, that's it. All right. So the other one was in Europe. Yep, that is correct. The game against Ferencvaros, was it where we went? Oh no, it was against Karabakh. It was against Karabakh when we went down to 10 men. Yep, I remember that as well now. So thank you. So yeah, so 5 goals for Solanke in all competitions, and we are only just starting November. There's still a lot more football left to be played, both domestically and also in Europe. So for Solanke, I think for him to get into double figures in all competitions should not be a problem. It's just also keeping him injury free, because we have no idea the extent of Richarlison's pull, if it was a pull, but it's good to see him walk off. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's not too serious for him. But I still do expect Solanke to be starting come midweek in Turkey, assuming that Richarlison isn't fit to start that game. But yeah, Solanke will, and most certainly he will come good. I think it's just us need to give him patience, giving him all the support that he can, get from us fans. And I would actually believe in Ange to manage him as well, manage him wisely, because we are still very much in all competitions, and it's very good. It's a very good problem to have when you have Richarlison and Solanke both fit. But if Richarlison is carrying something now, then we will have to rely heavily upon Solanke, and believe you me, he will not disappoint. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Joey Barton, are you being part of the celebration, please, Joey? Are you? Look at yourself, are you? He's a workhorse, but come on, he got 2 goals. First was class, but it's one game. Look, we can only go one game at a time. But for me, this guy is proving why he's worth that money. I don't know if you watch Match of the Day too, but Danny Murphy, I think. No, who was it? Was it Danny Murphy, Jim, that said that Spurs should realise just how lucky they are to have this guy?
I can't remember.
Or it was either last night on Match of the Day or this morning on Sky Sports. Someone said it. This guy is brilliant.
I've been
This
saying
guy
this,
is
Kate,
gonna
for a
be-
long time.
He's going to be an absolute fantastic addition to our squad. Excuse me, Lisa says Solanke works his arse off for the entire game. He was able to score yesterday because he finally received the ball and had chances to do so. The other matches, he hasn't got the ball enough. Yeah, someone else said he needs a feeder. If he gets the service, he will score. And I watched Richarlison's. I watched the highlights again this morning, and that ball that Richie put in was absolutely beautiful. To be fair to Richie, everyone knows I'm not Richie's biggest fan, but that was a fantastic ball. But because he's made of paper, he's managed to injure himself again. And Anne just sort of said that he said he's felt his hamstring, but he doesn't know yet. So I assume we'll get news probably tomorrow when he's had a scan. But I mean, Jimbo, we was watching the stats for Solanke today versus Aston Villa. He had 5 shots, the most of anyone on the pitch. 3 on target, the most of anyone on the pitch. 2 goals, obviously the highest goal scorer on the day. He had an XG of 1.5 goals, highest of anyone on the pitch. 7 touches in the opposition box, highest of anyone on the pitch. 35 sprints, you guessed it, highest of anyone on the pitch. And 3 aerial duels won, which was his second highest. I mean, how good is this guy, Jimbo?
Well, I've been saying it, Kate. Well, before, when there was talk of him coming, I said to you, and I think I said on this stream, when it was just a girl love Spurs, that he's just the player that we need. You need someone like him. I mean, for Bournemouth, I saw what he did there. He's just a big, strong guy, holds the ball up well. He brings other people into play. He scores goals. All right, he hasn't scored hatful for us, but he's got 5, right? But if you've got to see what he does off the ball as well. I mean, a lot of if you go back and watch the games, a lot of Brendan Johnson's goals are him taking people away, and giving.
Big up Marlon.
Cheers, Marlon. It's him taking players away, giving Brendan the space. He's just for me, he's a phenomenal player. And I said to you when we got him, he will be 10 times better than Tony will ever be for us. And I just think that he's a really, really good top player, on the ball, off the ball, and he will score goals. They will come. There's no argument about it. The guy will score goals. You saw yesterday to a poacher's goal. getting in there, you know, when the cross coming, putting it in, and the little dink as well. 2 different type of goals. I love him, Kate. I really do. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people are not going to like probably. I wouldn't take Kane back over him. I wouldn't. He's younger, right? He's younger, he's stronger, he's fitter, and he will bring more to this team than Harry Kane at his age will. Harry Kane's got a season left, 2 seasons. You know, Solanke, he's got what, 4 or 5 seasons. I wouldn't take him back over Solanke. I love Solanke. I think he's an absolute phenomenal player.
Would you take him back over Richie?
He's exactly what this team needs, right up front.
Would you take him back over Richie?
No, I keep Solanke over Richie.
No, but would you take Kane back over Richie?
Yes. Yes,
Joey
I would.
Barton's laughing at you.
You
And
can
I
laugh,
have to
Joey,
say-
but this guy's got more years in him, right? And I think that he brings something. The way we play football, right? This guy brings something that we need at this club. You know, you saw him yesterday, running back, right, winning the ball back in midfield, and then starting off on the charge again. It's, you know, I'm only saying if you went back 5 years with Kane and said to me, who would you have? I'd pick Kane. But because Kane's coming to the end of his career, I wouldn't swap him now.
I think you've got. Normally, I'd say you're ridiculous, but I think because the way Ange plays,
yes,
because of the physicality of the game, how much they need to run, I think you've got a point. At the age that they're both at, I think that Solanke brings more to the system, but in front of goal, you cannot dispute that Kane is far more clinical.
No, but you've got to think in this team, but you've got to think more long term as well, Kate. And he's got more years left in him.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, well, Phil P disagrees. He says you're on the gin again. But then I said that when he predicted 4-1. So, you know, maybe he actually is the voice of the Oracle and he knows exactly. Yes,
it's not about his highest return, Joey. It's not about that. It's about what he does. It's a team sport. It's not an individual sport, right? We relied on Kane so much, but this guy brings other people into the game a lot more, you know. And I just think that the way we play football, Solanke is better for us than Kane is. I really do.
Bindaloo, it ain't even started yet. We haven't even got on to Arsenal yet. So, you know, brace yourself, buckle up. But yeah, Destiny, look, Kane's world class. Imagine if we had both. Exactly that.
Oh, don't even, that's just a dream, isn't it?
Solanke won't be at Spurs in 2 years. Solanke does a lot and can get better. Joey's jealous he's never played for the Yids. Jimbo's talking about what is in front of him now. Yeah, look. I hear you. Kane carried the team for 4 years, but can be much of a team player than that. Come back when Solanke's played in goal too. Look,
I'm not saying that Kane's not. What I'm trying to say, Joey, right? Kane is a fantastic player. He's world class, but he's coming more to the end of his career now, right? Where Solanke's in his prime. So would I swap him? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Paddy saying, look at his game. He causes hassle in turn, opening up others to get opportunities. Also, fuck Kane, he's not with us anymore. Chang, who was your man of the match yesterday? Robbie is saying Sarr was his man of the match. Big up, Robbie.
This was definitely my pick for man of the match. I know that Solanke scored 2 goals, but if it wasn't for Sarr, if it wasn't for him trying to just dictate play from deep, before we got the equalizer, I thought Sarr was everywhere. I mean, you just have to look at the pass for Richarlison, the way he won back the ball, the way he passed out to Richarlison for Solanke's second goal when we led 3-1. That was just such a tireless work ethic from him. And yeah, this is one very interesting problem for Big Ange to have as to whom to choose in his midfield three. I have to admit, I have to be accountable here. I didn't really think that this was the game for Sarr to start. I mean, I originally had Madison, Kulusevski, and Bissouma as my starting midfield trio. But hey, what do I know? And long may this continue. I mean, it's good to see Pepe Matasar bossing it in midfield for such a young tender age, and I think the sky's the limit for him. But it's also very good to have midfielders who can turn it on when they feel it's necessary, much like what Kulusevski is doing right now. So it's good for me that to see Pepe Matasar performing the way he is, and long may it continue. And I think we'll see much of the same from him again this coming next coming weekend when we play Ipswich. But yeah, for me, Pepe Matasar will be my man of the match, Miss Kate.
Yeah, look, I think it's hard to pick a man of the match yesterday. There were some real standout performances for me. I did look at I don't know if it was SofaScore. I did look at player ratings. It might have been Football London, and two of them got 9, which was Solanke and Sarr. Jim, I know when we was on Jacobs, we both said Solanke man of the match, and I put Sarr as a BDE, and you put you put Richie for coming on and doing the cross. It's hard to pick because I'll give Solanke props for scoring 2 goals, but
and working his butt off, Kate.
Yeah, but you've also got to look at that Sarr was everywhere yesterday.
They showed you on Match of the Day too, right? Solanke, he chased down 3 players to win the ball back and won it. One pass to the keeper passed. He followed all 3 of them and won the ball back and started on an attack again. I mean, it's very hard not to give it to Solanke, and it's very hard not to give it to Sarr. So let's just give it to both of them,
Yeah, let's give it to both.
And I think as well that Ben Davies should get a mention because he's come on twice now in difficult positions, right, where we're in the back, and he's done fantastic. Yesterday, I don't think Davies put a foot wrong.
No.
He was absolutely phenomenal yesterday. He done the easy passes to get us moving. He tackled when he had to tackle. I thought he was absolutely brilliant yesterday. And it seems like someone just put in the chat, they're not worried about when we get injuries because the whole team's on board now. And it looks like the whole team are starting to get the gist of what Ange wants.
Yeah, I agree. Got to give props as well to the man that I've been ultra critical about, James Maddison. I didn't want him to start. I did the midfield that he went with, I think, was the midfield that I picked with Saab, Benny, and Kulu. I think Madders is one of these that needs to have a few games where he comes off the bench as a bit of a super sub. But that free kick, oh my God, it reminded me of Christian Ziege. That was his name, wasn't it? The one who used to score the most epic free kicks. It was perfect the way it just bent round the wall into the net. I mean, Chang, I've given him a lot of stick, but are we hoping now that this might prove to be turning of a corner for Madders?
I really do hope so, especially given how the international break is just around the corner. I think it's a bit too late for him to try and force himself into Thomas Tuchel's England squad right now, but you never know what may happen in a few months' time if he just keeps up with his consistency, which I think is key for him. I think it was earlier this season, sometime after our win away against United, I believe, when I said that he was easily the man of the match on that day. When we won 3-0 away United, and I was really hoping for a lot more from him beyond just one single match. And for me, the key for him is consistency. It's good when you can score free kicks the way he does, but in order to be considered a first team starter, you have to do more than just turn up at home. If he can actually just replicate what he did towards the latter end of yesterday, in his away form, that I think is key for us. When everyone else, when all the other players are not performing, then he has the responsibility to try and lift the rest of the team, which I think is what Big Ange is expecting from someone like him in the leadership group. And for me, it's about consistency, and Maddison needs to be consistent.
Yeah, I mean, I saw someone just now put has anyone heard anything about the Benton Kerr suspension? Bob Down Under put it. I hope they've forgotten. I think we shouldn't mention it because maybe they've forgotten it's not going to happen. Because I hope not, because Benton Kerr is playing just such good football at the minute. But Jim, do you kind of agree with what I'm coming from, that maybe Madders needs to be a super sub for a while?
Well, I think that it doesn't hurt to have players that are not performing as subs, because it gives them a kick up the backside and makes them think about it. And obviously, I could see when they kept focusing on Madders, you could see he was egging to get on the pitch, you know. So I think it does them good. But I also think, Kate, that we're nowhere near where we want to be as a team on the pitch and as a squad. We still need some more players to come in, right? We can see when we get it right how good we are. For me, we're the best team in the Premiership to watch when we get it right. We just play such lovely football. That goal that Solanke scored, what Kulu put it through.
Yeah.
Saar won it in the midfield brilliantly, and it just went forward, and it was just little touches. It was just absolutely brilliant. So the football is really, really enjoyable to watch, but we still got a long way to go, right? We're not the finished article by any means. And as Ange says many times, he said it, there's going to be some bumps in the road. But the thing is, as Spurs fans, what we need to do when them bumps in the road come, we don't need to get down on the players and the manager, right? That's the time we need to get behind them. Like, look at the Palace one. Like, everybody was down, and Ange is a clown and hasn't got a clue. And then we come back and beat City and beat Villa. It's about sticking with it, you know. You got to remember, we're only 1 year and 10 games. Is it 9 or 10 games into Ange's reign? So we need to get behind them and stick behind them, and we will get where we want to get to. It's going to be a couple more windows, a few more players coming in. You know, we've got to trust Ange to buy the right players. And, you know, everybody slagged Solanke. Well, not everybody. A lot of people slagged Solanke down when we bought him. Johnson, when we bought him, too much money. You know, some people saying Saar was never going to be it because he was too slim and weren't strong enough. You know, there's a lot of players that people thought wouldn't fit in. But now they're starting to gel, and we can start to see where Ange wants us to go. So we need to keep behind them, because we're not going to win every game. It's just not going to happen. We're not there yet, you know, where we're going to win game after game after game. There will be bumps in the road. But as Spurs fans who love this club, we need to get behind them and stick behind them, you know, and Ange will take us where we want to go to.
Yeah, Jasper's looking for you, Jim. He can hear you.
He's my boy.
This is Jasper the Chewini, by the way. He jumped on my lap for some really weird reason. He's not really a lap dog that much, but he just jumped on my lap. This I've just got to touch on before we move on to other games. There's not many clubs, or not many teams. I mean, if you think of Arsenal, then losing Saliba and Gabriel, sort of having one out and losing the other one midway through a game, and it's 1-1, or was it 1-1 at the time, or 2-1? But then to go on and win a game 4-1. That's pretty incredible. I mean, I don't know many teams that would have been able to do that. I think if it was Arsenal or Man United or Liverpool or City that had done that, there would be a lot more hype around it. But that's one hell of an achievement, to lose both your key centre-backs and then still go on and win 4-1.
And beat City, Kate, as well, when we lost our centre-backs.
And but we lost Romero as well in this one. That's what I'm saying. But he
took Romero off against City, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, I think he subbed him. I'm sure he did.
Oh yeah, did he?
Davies came on. Davies definitely came on against City.
Okay. So international break for once will fall perfectly for us. Yes, indeed. You're right, Jim. It's ridiculous to think we'll win every game when you consider all those extra cup games. Still, the 44 wins will take the sting out of that biscuit draw. Arsenal would have to put White and Kiwior at the back. Yeah. Do you think now people need to start putting a little bit of respect on Ange Postecoglou's name?
Definitely. I mean, winning 9 out of 11, that's almost like league title contenders sort of form. But again, the narrative will be like, oh, you only got lucky against 10-man United. You can't even beat Woolwich on your home ground when they were missing players. you are still finding it difficult to win away at Newcastle, and you are still conceding either from your own defensive slip-ups when trying to play out the back, or you are still conceding needlessly from corners and set pieces, and you don't offer much going forward if your key players are out. Big Ange is going to deliver, and when he does deliver, he will shut everyone up. But until such time, you will never hear the narrative, not from the media, not from the pundits, not from the journals, not even from our own very fragmented and divided fan base who just, for some reason, there's just some people who can't even enjoy a win, regardless whether it's in the league, in Europe, in the domestic cups. There's just no pleasing everyone. But I am very happy. I am very glad that Big Edge is our manager. Long may it continue. And exactly what Mr. Boxer said, good things are just around the corner. He just needs the right players now. Hopefully, we will be able to get more Dragushins and more Lucas Bergvalls in about 2 months' time in January. And let's see where we finish come end of the season, because at the rate that we're going, I'm very confident top 4 is within our reach.
Okay, but bring Ben's comment back up.
Which one?
The one, the last one he done. Look, Ben, what you got to think of, right? You got to put your sensible head on, right? And you got to think. Last year was a tough season for us, losing a lot of good players all at once, and the suspensions we had at important times. We was never going to win the league this year, Ben. It was never going to happen. Let's be realistic. It's 1 year. We was 1 year into a project. Arsenal have been 5 years in a project. They still haven't won the league. So there was always going to be defeats, but it's the end product at the end of the season. That's the important thing. Now we're on the right track, and we're going to lose games, Ben. There's no argument about it, right? But it's where we are at the end of the season and how the team has progressed, and who we buy in January is another important thing. So we just got to stick with it and not want everything too quick. And I know it's been a long wait, right, to win trophies. But we're heading in the right direction. And yeah, it's a good point, Vindaloo. It's a very good point. But I don't think we was ever going to win the league. I mean, I said that at the beginning of the season, I didn't think we'd win the league this season. I'm the most positive person when it comes to Spurs. It's just a matter of sticking with it and taking a few losses here and there, right? And letting Ange build this squad to where he wants to get to, and the football, getting his football philosophy across, which we can see is starting to happen now. So it's just a matter of sticking with it and getting behind everyone, and being the proper fans we should be when you support a club.
Exactly. He's fat, that dog. He's a big, fat, heavy lump. Rumour is we won't spend in January.
Rumours are rumours. That's what they're called, rumours.
Yeah, let's wait and see. Look, what's City lost to Bournemouth? There's no easy games. No, exactly that. Leo says 6 a.m. here. I'm on my way to work. It's snowing, but that can't stop my shine. Oh my God, I wish I was there, Leo. I love snow. Big up, Leo. Big up Moose as well if you're in the car. Moose. Drive safely in the snow, Leo. There was another reasonably important game at the weekend that Matt said, no, we're going to beat him about 3-0. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Arsenal crumble are back again. Newcastle 1, Birmingham 0. Chang, did you happen to watch anything of this wonderful game of football?
I was able to watch the entire match because it was an early Saturday kickoff, and let's just say for them to not even register a shot on target the entire match, that I think is a very, very big vindication of the way sometimes they are unable to break down teams. Of course, they will say that, we are without Odegaard, or we are without key players, but you have your two centre backs, and they couldn't even deal with the first cross, the first decent cross that was swung in from the right. Isak, I mean, what a player! I mean, again, this one, there are some fans that will say, it's all because of Isak and his red hot form. Well, there is some truth in that, because Isak has scored 12 league goals in 12 league games, so he is on a great goal scoring form, but for Arsenal to not even register a shot on target the entire match, that I think is something they should be worrying more than anything else. I mean, if you want to make comparisons, yes, we lost two as well. We lost to Newcastle, but at the very least, we got a goal, and we did get other shots on target, despite not winning that match. And we could also say that we lost that match because of the high line that we played. But for Arsenal, I think the important thing for them right now is to just try to work something out with their away form as well, because their away form hasn't been all that good. If you look at the was it 2-0 they lost against Bournemouth when they got down to 10 men? Yeah, so their league form has been tanking. That is, I think, more worrying for them than anything else. And if anything, yeah, this weekend, the Newcastle game and the City game, these two games have proven that there are absolutely no easy games. No games can be taken for granted. And this is high time actually for some of the Woolwich fans to learn some humility and
Exactly.
eat some humble pie.
Exactly that. Humility. What a perfect word. I will say, obviously, Bournemouth City, that was the score I actually got right, 2-1. I fancied City to drop points this weekend. I did also, we all did Newcastle to get the draw at Arsenal, but they went one better and beat them. I've got to say, I thought Arsenal looked poor. I'm not just saying that, because I will say, if I think Arsenal looked good, I thought they looked bang out of ideas. Without Odegaard, they just got no creativity. I keep getting told Saka's world class. I don't see it. Jim, what did you make of the Goons?
Well, they look out of sorts, don't they? I mean,
They don't look right.
Well, what game against what goal Isak scored? And people can say what they like. It's like Newcastle only winning because they got Isak. At the end of the day, we only won a lot of games because we had Kane. So he's a part of their squad. So it's what it's all about. If one person does more than another, and then that's just bad luck on everyone else. He plays for Newcastle, and his job's to score goals. So they look out of sorts. They don't look. I don't think he gets the balance right a lot of the time, Arteta, and I think that he's. I don't think he's learning this season as he's going along, like he has done other seasons. I've seen him other seasons where they've struggled, and I've seen him tweak it next games, and they've played like phenomenal. Yeah, look, playing party right back, and I think that he starts. What's that guy's name? The one I said to you, Kate, when he starts, he plays crap. I can't remember his name. Yeah, Trossard. Trossard seems to, when he comes off the bench, seems to win them games, and yeah, I don't get his way of thinking sometimes. But they look out of sorts, And at the end of the day, if you're going to go to Newcastle, you're going to have a hard game, because no one goes to Newcastle and gets an easy game. It don't happen. They got a massive crowd that don't stop singing. They got a good team, decent manager. So it's never going to be easy. And I just think Arsenal don't look right to me with the setups that he's doing the last few games. So they got what they deserved at the end of the day, because Newcastle were the better team.
I mean, look, I know that we joke about Odegaard because sometimes he disappears and we call him Ghost-Odegaard, but being that it was Halloween, I thought it was a bit, over the top of Arsenal to actually put Saka as a ghost, because I didn't even know he was playing. I think he had a white sheet on, was just running around going woo everywhere, because he was non-existent. And for a world-class player, shouldn't really be non-existent. Just saying. I mean, is Edu going because they failed to get the striker? Is he going because, I mean, I don't know. I've had a lot of people question Edu, but I'm told constantly that Arteta is this amazing manager. If Ange had made the changes and done the things Arteta had done this weekend and lost, he would be slaughtered. Arteta seems to get a bye. I don't understand why the media aren't dissecting this guy.
No, not from all Arsenal fans, Kate.
No. I said the media. The media, right. Fans.
Yeah.
I don't know why the media don't dissect this guy. They talk about he's a genius. It's a masterclass. and then he comes out and does what he does against Newcastle, who, to be fair, when they're at home, they are a match for anybody. St James's Park is such a intimidating place to play. Yeah, and it's like someone put it just now. It's like the Arsenal players suddenly believe all the smoke that fans have blown up their arses, and they literally only need to turn up and win. And they really fell off. Jimbo, you were right from the beginning. You said we're not playing nothing like we did last season. We're out of sorts.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's a lot to do with Arteta, Kate. You know, the tweaks he makes, some of the players he plays out of position. Why? He did that a few seasons ago, and then he stopped doing it, and they started doing well, and he started doing it again.
Yeah. I mean, I said to Jim when we was watching the game, I said that this girl, I don't know who the silly woman was that was commentating. I said she's got to give Anthony Gordon man of the match, which she didn't. She gave it to the guy on the other side, but I thought Anthony Gordon was incredible.
Give it to Hall.
That's it. I thought he was incredible at the weekend. But, I mean, Arsenal, yes, they didn't sign a striker. And it's starting to look like, I've got to say, that they're a bit of a one-man team. Because everyone keeps saying, oh, but we haven't got Odegaard. Well, you've spent, how much have they spent? 800 million? Something ridiculous since Arteta's been there. And they're relying on Odegaard.
Yeah,
and
they're not a one-man team, are they? I mean, look, let's be honest, right? And
there's no creativity without Odegaard.
Yeah, but let's be honest, right? They're not a one-man team. Saka plays a lot better in games than he doesn't play, right? He plays better. He plays more games really, really good than he plays bad. It's not very often Saka has a bad game, right? And they've got.
Are you joking?
No, he does, Kate. He plays well in most games. Well, in my opinion, I think he does.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly, but go on.
They got two fantastic centre backs as well. They've got a good squad, right? They haven't got a bad squad. They've got a good squad, but they're just lacking, aren't they? And they didn't. All right, mate. They didn't buy striker, which they should have done. Well, they bought Jesus, didn't they? How long has he been there now? And they bought what's his name? That one from Chelsea. They paid 70 million. Yeah, Havertz. I just don't think that they've spent brilliantly. They haven't bought phenomenal players. I mean, because for me, Jesus and Havertz are not phenomenal players. They're just good players where they should have added that bit better quality. But they're not like, you can't talk about them like they're just absolutely dog shit, because they're not.
Not in a million years. They have got some sensational players, and sometimes last season they looked unbelievable. But I don't think Saka is consistent enough. He limps off all the time, like a little. Well, I'm not going to say what he is. He's definitely not world class. I mean, this Revanite, good to see you, by the way, says he was told Saka is better than Salah. For me, that is like apples and oranges. There is no.
Oh, well, Salah's one of the best players in the league.
We've had people on, I think it was Egal, on bloody YouTube saying Saka is better than Bale. I mean, come on. Their little star boy is not fit to lace Gareth Bale's boots. But, I mean, Vindaloo reckons that their summer transfer window actually made them weaker from last season. But I don't know how that is. I don't know who you let go. I mean, I don't think you've been quite the same since Xhaka went, although, like I say, the times last season, there were games when you looked unbelievable. But I had you down to win the league this year, and I would say, hand on heart, I don't think they're going to win it in a million years.
They haven't got I'll say 1,000,000% they won't win it.
No, they just don't look
and
at
I
the
had them down
ratings.
Same as you to win it.
I think Liverpool have taken me by surprise. I thought there'd be a drop off.
Yeah, but why? Why, Kate? Why have they taken you by surprise, right? They've basically got the same team, right? And they've got a top class manager. So maybe
when you bring in a new manager that's taken over a legacy of such an icon in the club like Jurgen Klopp, I thought there's bound to be a bit of a drop off while they get used to his style of play. And they've come in and it's seamlessly switched over. And some of the times Liverpool look better than they did under Klopp.
Yeah.
So if I was going to have a bet now, I would have Liverpool purely for the reason that Man City are without Rodri, and I think that's such a huge loss to them. And I know they've got loads of other injuries, but for me, Rodri is a huge loss for them. Chang, if you had to have a bet right now on who's winning the league, who are you going with?
Oh, this is a tough one to call. Historically, it should be City, but given the way they've been performing of late, I'm starting to harbor some doubts that they can actually make it 5 in a row. Yeah, looking at the current form, you've got to say that Liverpool have a very strong shout, as they are finding ways to win, even though it means winning ugly. But if I had to put money on it, I would still say City. City because they have the pedigree, because they have the track record, and because they have Guardiola. Sorry, why did I say Klopp? They have Guardiola, which I think is going to be the difference maker between, say, Arne Slot and Arteta and anyone else who has league title ambitions. For me, you can never ever discount experience over anything else. Not your mega salary players, not your mega million stadiums, but the manager. He is the one defining, trump card, put it this way. He's the one defining edge that City look to rely upon almost every season whenever they are challenging for silverware. And yeah, solely because of that, I would still say, despite their recent dip in form, I'm still fully backing City to make it 5 consecutive league wins.
You're right. You can never rule out Man City, that's for sure. Big up Chris Agenbar says, waiting for my dad to come out of surgery to cut out the cancer. It's been a long, tiring day. Great win yesterday. Cheer my dad up. Sending you lots of love, and your dad, of course, Chris.
Wish
Hope
him all the
everything
best.
went well. Yeah, wishing you all the best for sure. Yoris, big up to you and to Jose, who've both come in as well. Says Calafiori was the player we needed. We had a chance to buy him in January before the Euros. Saka's nowhere near Bale. That's mad. Yep, I agree. They want Ozil in as a manager soon. What are you doing, Jasper? Salah better than Saka. That's crazy. Salah's a different gravy. Salah streets ahead of Saka as he is. Salah is truly world class. Yeah, I agree. Arsenal should bring in Ralph Rangnick as technical director. He's a monster. Joe, all good, just here for the cooking. I think you've come out of it quite well. I don't think we've been that savage to you today. Slot inherited a good team and is part of a winning culture. People didn't want Slot at Spurs when he told Levy to F off. I did. Me and Jimbo both wanted Slot. Bale won Real Madrid Champions League. Saka has cost England the Euros. Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh, I've got to say. We could be above Arsenal before the international break. We have Ipswich, they have Chelsea. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
I think the one thing that lets Arsenal down, right? The one thing that lets Arsenal down is the manager. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal are a massive club. Their pedigree in the Premiership is unbelievable, and I just don't think he's good enough for them, Kate. I think you put a top class manager in there, and they're challenging every season.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal were favourites, and now they're third favourites. It's Liverpool are favourites, then City, and then Arsenal now for the league. So it's amazing how quickly it changes. Slotley nearly came to you guys. What did Levy say to him to turn you guys down? Probably you're going to only be able to buy the players I tell you can have. Poch's squad is far better than this Arteta squad. Man City can't keep winning. The run will surely come to an end at some point. It's between Liverpool and Spurs for me. Wow.
Oh,
I like it. They could still win a trophy, but I always sense they would suffer like us under Poch after just missing out. Yeah, I can see them nicking a trophy. I can see Arsenal winning a trophy, but not the league. Liverpool look favourites, but once Rodri comes back, that will put City into the driving seat, and De Bruyne will also turn up. And with Gundogan too, that's a triple reason they do it again. Yeah, that's good. You know, they've got so many good players missing. Slot ball's more conservative than clock ball. The attacking play is still there, but they control games better and are therefore more consistent. All depends if they keep players in January. City have more depth at the back. They could easily afford to lose any defender and replace him without a drop-off. If Liverpool lose Van Dijk, it's all over, in my opinion. Yeah, this is true.
That's another good point.
I know. Jimbo, Kate, Chang, I was happy City dropped points. I'm still not convinced with Liverpool. Is it a new manager bounce? Who knows? But we ain't winning it, that's for sure.
No, I don't think with Liverpool it's a new manager bounce, Kate, because they're a fantastic squad. You know, they are a really, really good squad. And if they add, which I'm sure they're going to give slots of money to add some of his own players in there, they're going to be formidable for a few seasons to come yet.
Normally, Arsenal think they've won the league by Christmas. Now they've bottled it before bonfire night. Liverpool have more depth up front, though. City might have become too dependent on Haaland. Yeah, there is that. Everyone's wishing Chris Agenbar's dad well, which I'd like to see. Amelia is back at work today. She's still not 100%, but she's a bit better. Thank you for asking, Rinketic. The dog's smiling because he hates Arsenal. And he's loving the fact that he's got a big bowl downstairs full of Arsenal tears to slurp up whenever he's thirsty. Slot inherited the team, but he still has to instill his methods and get them playing his style, and it's working. Saka's just slightly better than Ansu Fati. True out of City. Yeah, I was going to say this. I think Rodri's out all season. I don't think he's coming back at all this year. That's what I read anyway, that this season. I got told on the terrace that actually Tottenham fans overhype their players all the time. But believe me, I think it's a natural thing for all fans to do, because we want to believe that our players are the best in the world or in the league. So I'm not going to say too much about it, because we all do it. But it is nice to see Arsenal crumbling a little bit. You're one away from going on a run. I just got this feeling. I hope I'm wrong. Oh, I hope you're right, Vindaloo. Revenite says it all depends on injuries for us, and if we do, what's needed in January. Zubermendi, a forward and a centre back. Oh, Zubermendi. The thing
is Arne Slot will be given money, Kate, and they're not just going to give him a team and say, like, get on with that. They're going to give him money because he's going to want to buy some of his own players and bring some of his own players in. A new manager always gets money.
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously the Liverpool game. It was funny because Liverpool went 1-0 down and Arsenal went 1-0 down. And everyone was like, they're going to come back. And only one of them did, because cream always comes to the top. And Liverpool not coming back from a 1-0 down is not for everyone, let's face it. Spurs did it and Liverpool did it, but the Gooners couldn't do it. They crumbled. Oh, we can't do it. We're missing Odegaard. Saka's a ghost. Oh, we can't come back. But Liverpool did come back from Brighton, who are a great team. Jimbo, you know, we know what Brighton can do. So I know that it was at Liverpool, but even so, to go 1-0 behind and come back and win 2-1.
Yeah, they had a chance to go 2-0 as well. Look, they're a good team, Liverpool. You know, it doesn't matter if you go 2 up against Liverpool, you're still going to have a chance of losing points. You know, they're a good team and they're a solid team. They've got some great players, and they've been together a long time. They know each other really well. They're a good team. For me, they're the favourites to win the league at the minute.
Yeah, they've got to be.
I can only tell you at the minute, because in 4 weeks' time might be different. But if you ask me now, I would say Liverpool.
Big up to the Villa fan who comes in saying, morning folks, from a friendly Villa fan. Congratulations yesterday, fully deserved it. Our subs didn't help us and we need a new right back and centre half in January or the summer. Much respect. Thank you very much. We would, to be fair, we like to think that we would give credit where it's due. But I thought Villa were below par yesterday. I expected a much tougher test from Aston Villa. I predicted a 2-2 draw, so I did think it'd be harder than it was, but appreciate those words. But
I said 4-1, didn't I?
Oh, shut up. Chang, obviously, Liverpool coming back to win 2-1. How good is Mohamed Salah? Seriously, this guy is incredible.
you're not a world class player if you're not a world class player for nothing. If you have won Champions League and league titles, and he's won them both, so I think that says a lot about him. And honestly, I think he is going to be a big miss the day he stops playing in the Premier League, because he's such a joy to watch, regardless of what fans may think of him and his diving from seasons past. I mean, if it's part and parcel of the game and you get away with it, then you are lucky. But I think Liverpool fans have been more than lucky with having someone like him. For me, he's quite easily Africa's best export in the 21st century, apart from maybe Drogba in the early 2000s when he was in Chelsea. But if you talk about now, here and now, yeah, Mohamed Salah is. I mean, it's players like Mohamed Salah that make me feel that there is still a lot to come from our own club captain Sonny. And for players like Salah, I mean, he's proving he's proving a lot of doubters wrong, that there are some players that who are evergreen, regardless of their age, regardless of how many seasons they've spent, in a single domestic league. And it wouldn't surprise me really if Salah is going to be up there. He's going to be up there with Isak contending for Golden Boot come end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's incredible, isn't he, Jimbo Salah? I mean, I would love, even now, it's like Chang said, he is evergreen. He just doesn't seem to get old. He's still doing.
To me, he's one of the best players that's ever played in the Premier League, Kate. He is. He's just always seems to pull things out the bag. He scores goals that he shouldn't score, right? From positions that you think that he can't put that in the net, and he does. He's just a phenomenal player. Look, and he's 32, and he's still going strong. And I thought once he had his haircut, like Samson, he'd go downhill, but he didn't. He got stronger. You know, he's a phenomenal player. And if you're going to talk about the best player that's ever played in the Premier League, he's got to be in the conversation. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think he's 8th now in the greatest ever goal scorers. I think he's on joint with Robbie Fowler, I believe now. So yeah, he's incredible. And then of course we touched on the Man United Chelsea game, which I thought was so boringly dull. After seeing Man United smash whoever it was midweek, I can't even remember, but rude ball. I was expecting maybe they're going to turn a corner and smash Chelsea, but it was all in all quite a boring game. Did you see any of it, Chang?
I only watched highlights of it because it was far too late for me to have watched it. But you remember do you remember, Miss Kate, last weekend when we were speaking about the penalty between United and West Ham, the game that cost Ten Hag his job? That yesterday was more of a penalty. The way David Raya just cleaned, no, not Raya, Robert Sanchez completely cleaned out. I think it was Hoyland. He cleaned out Hoyland for their penalty. So yeah, that was good for them. I honestly thought that United would have held on to the lead to see out the last 20 minutes. But Moises Caicedo, I mean, what a goal that was from him, from so far out as well. The half volley for him to bring Chelsea back on level terms. So for us, especially the chasing pack, it's good to see both United and Chelsea dropping points. And I think before Amorim, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Amorim,
Yeah.
before he was announced, I really thought that it would be Van Nistelrooy to the end of the season, because now wouldn't be the best of times to bring in another manager while the season's still so early. But then what do I know? I mean, we ourselves were bringing in Conte. No sooner had we appointed Nuno. So maybe just maybe, when Amorim takes over, we will see a different United. Although if they don't start signing better players, I don't think it's going to be much different, because if we look at that United squad that played against Chelsea, from Onana all the way up to Højlund, those are pretty much Ten Hag's players. So I'm not sure how many of those players are going to be still around come end of January when the winter transfer window is over. All I will say is for United fans, if there are any United fans out there listening to this, I would say that for the time being, just be thankful that you are still in mid-table and that you still have a chance to try and salvage something from a season now that Ten Hag is gone. But be careful with what you wish for, because Amorim is not proven by any means in the Premier League, and you still could struggle. But I'm pretty sure that United would finish maybe upwards of 10th or higher. But if yesterday's result was anything to go by, especially the performance, there are going to be more difficult matches for United in weeks and months to come.
Yeah, I agree. A couple of questions.
Mo Salah's 8th, Kate.
Yeah, he's one above Robbie Fowler now, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's 11 behind Thierry Henry.
Wow, that's unbelievable. We have a couple of questions that I have starred. Are you Ange in or still Ange doubt? Your thoughts? I've done if that was aimed at me, because I was an Ange doubter. Look, I don't think sacking Ange is the right call anyway, so I'm going to say Ange in. There probably will be times I question him, but at the same time, every time I question him, he seems to make me look stupid. So Ange in for me. Who's better, prime Luis Suarez or Salah? Oh, Jimbo, Salah for you?
Salah. For me, Salah.
Chang, what's your thoughts?
This is a difficult one to call, honestly, because both of them are different players. They offer completely different attributes, both of them. But going by longevity and contribution to the Premier League, I would definitely say Salah. Salah has done a lot more for Liverpool in the Premier League than Luis Suarez ever did.
And Salah doesn't bite people.
Exactly. So Salah is I can't remember what the word is, but he's the utmost professional. I can't remember what the word is I was trying to say. I wanted to say consummate, but I don't think that's right. But yeah, for me, it's Salah all day long. Suarez was a great player, but yeah, I can't stand him as a human. Horrible little man. Look, Jim, we had briefly spoke about this yesterday. Vicario does worry me at times. I think from set pieces, particularly corners, he's a flapper. However, I do get the argument that he gets a lot of people in his space, and maybe they're too lenient on the fact that people can sort of jump and push the keeper and everything else. But I'm not fully convinced by Vicario at the moment. I'm not saying I want him out. It is consummate professional. I was right. I'm not convinced that, I don't particularly want him out. I wish we had a better second choice keeper, because I'm not 100% convinced on Vic yet. But Jim, what do you think?
No, I like him, Kate, and I know Joey Barton hates him, but Joey Barton's going to lose 2 bets to me this year. So what does he know? Look, he's not the full package yet, right? He's still got stuff to learn, but I like him. His shot savings are brilliant. And I'm not in no hurry to change him. That's for sure. Look, we played against the best keeper in the world yesterday, who got voted the best keeper in the world. He let in 4 goals. Our keeper let in 1. So, but he has got stuff to learn on the corners, and I mean, he was starting to do better, you know.
Yeah.
But he's had a few wobbles in the last few games. But look, I think he's a good keeper, and I'm not in a rush to get rid of him.
I think with me, if he gets a corner and he wobbles a bit but saves it, that seems to knock his confidence for the rest of the game. But I might be being too harsh. What do you think, Chang, about Vicario?
Vicario, I think he's a big upgrade for me over Hugo Lloris, and I'm sure that he will have a very big part to play, not only for us this season, but in our conquest for silverware. or trophies, if it ever comes to that. It's just him needing some confidence. I mean, this is not something that is alien or uncommon for goalkeepers when they are not that confident and they are faced with the prospect of maybe fumbling every now and then. Vicario for me is still one of the better keepers that we've had in recent years, and I think the best is yet to come from him. But and I will say this about what I saw from yesterday. Again, this is something I will touch on when we are defending from set pieces, especially the corner that we conceded. He still is somehow rather not getting as much protection as I would like. I think he was bullied and he was definitely given a lot of pressure from the Villa players who were completely just all around him, surrounding him, hugging him, almost trying to get under his skin. And this is something that needs to be looked into, because if he's not getting protection from his own players, there's only so much so that a goalkeeper can do. I mean, I honestly cannot remember say the likes of Ederson or Allison, how they would get this sort of treatment from position players when they are defending corners or set pieces. So we definitely need to look into giving Vicario more protection. But otherwise, I'm still very happy that we signed Vicario. For me, Vicario over David Raya or Robert Sanchez anytime, any day of the week, I would definitely settle for Vicario over David Raya or Robert Sanchez. And I think if he does continue on his growth and his maturity, he will be a top goalkeeper for us for many seasons to come, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. For me, I'd take Raya over Vicario all day long. I think Martinez is he's in the top 3 keepers in the league. I know I don't think he's the best in the world, but he's won the award 2 years running for the best in the world. But Vicario, yeah, I agree. People forget how good Hugo was.
Yeah, Hugo in his prime was.
But
was
then I
fantastic.
don't think Vicario's in his prime yet, so we can't really compare them just yet. But hopefully it will come good. But I agree. I don't think keepers get enough protection. I really honestly don't. But I do think he sometimes is a little bit flappy, and it makes me nervous.
Yeah, he came out for one the other day that against City, right? He came out for one against City, and he was never ever going to get near it in a million years, and he just threw himself at it and landed in a pile on the floor, and then Basuma saved it on the line.
Yeah.
So that was a real proper flappy moment. But look, all keepers do it. They all have their moments, Kate.
Yeah, Coover put this earlier. I didn't like our forward line, and we've scored 22 goals. I said even Sam Allardyce could improve our defence, and we've conceded the same as Arsenal. I'm not sure what's going on, but I like it. And this is what my thumbnail was all about. All these things that people are criticising Ange for, he's kind of pushing them aside. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. I've got it under control.
So the thing is, Kuba, the thing is people are reactionary. Like yesterday when you was reactionary and you put in the group, what did he put?
Stevie Wonder Coglu.
Yeah, something like that. And I said to Kate, let's see what Kuba's saying at the end of the game. Because we went 1-0 down. It's not the end of the world. It's not like we've lost the game because we went 1-0 down. And from then on, Ange proved you wrong and made all the right decisions. And what did you put in the end? At the end, he put something nice. So
yeah, exactly. Ange has put Vic in a leadership role. Group probably shows his thoughts. Yeah, I think he is still only a young keeper. He's got plenty of time to sort of grow into the role. He made some great saves. Yeah, that's all the comments in it. Yeah, look, this week's going to be a weird week. We can't do any shows now for the rest of this week because it's bonkers. So what I'm going to do is Thursday or Friday, I'm going to put in the predictions for the weekend just on the community page. And then next week, next Tuesday, if everyone's free, we'll convene and do the Premier League recap. But we have got so much going on. I've got to drive to Luton tomorrow. Then I've got to drive back on Wednesday. And then Friday, I've got to drive to London. It's just absolutely bonkers. I'm driving non-stop this week. And I just can't fit the shows in, unfortunately. But next week, I can't do the Monday, but we'll be back from the Tuesday. I've got to get it in now or I'll forget to mention it. Chang, are you around anywhere over the week?
I don't think I have anything else for the rest of the week. Yeah, I have nothing else for the rest of the week. And if we are doing the show on a Thursday, yes, I will definitely be available. Thursday, I think we're going to do like a 2-for-1. We'll do a preview. Yes, a preview for Galatasaray that night. And also the weekend preview as well on Thursday.
Yeah, well, we will try and squeeze a show in for Thursday because, like you say, there's a Galatasaray game as well, which I forgot. But we are.
When we play Thursday, mate, we are.
Thursday at 5:45, and Chang takeover, and also we'll be doing the pump up. I think we'll be on Tottenham TV for that as well at 5:45, 4:45, 4:15. Joey, don't say that. Look, I've just checked my subs and I'm now, which it's going to change because people, as soon as I say this, they all unsub. I'm 3 away from 1,700. Feels like it's taking a lifetime to get there. So I'm trying to push my way over the edge. But yeah, we will try our very best to do a show on Thursday. Vindaloo says, okay, people, thanks for the cooking. Hopefully your meltdown's only around the corner. Catch you later, Kate, Chang. Love you, Jimbo. Big up, Vindaloo. Big up for coming in.
No meltdown here, Vindaloo.
No, extra special thank yous to Moondog, who did a hat trick. That's a hat trick of super chats. Bob Down Under gifting a membership, and Donovan Osterreicher becoming a member as well. So thank you all. I haven't mentioned his name once, even though he did call me yesterday to arrange meeting us on Sunday. But yeah, there you go. Joey says, I'll do a show for you and get you under 1,000. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Get me banned, I would think. Jimbo, I'm going to let you end the show as only you can. If you do stay here, you will be transferred over to Ben's stream, which starts in 20 minutes, but make sure you smash a like and, over at the coffee company. But Jimbo, over to you.
Well, I mean, this is for all Spurs fans. Sometimes before you jump off the cliff and start saying things about Postecoglou, Akuba. Sorry, I shouldn't mention names. You got to just take a step back and look what's going on at the club. It's a good club. We're good fans. We love our club. That's why we're passionate about it. And sometimes we say things we shouldn't say. I've done it. Look, just get behind the team. Get behind the lads. You know, we're going to go places with this manager and this squad, and he's going to add. And we are going to win trophies under this guy. We are the mighty Spurs, and we're the best fans in the world. So get behind your club and get behind your players. Come on, you.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim. Getting at it, Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.